cloudy, cloudy, cloudy. I feel like talking. I feel like chatting. You feel like chatting, family? Let's chat. Much love to my kings and queens, my brothers and sisters out there. The awakened souls out there. I'm going to sit in here 1 minute. Yes, I am. My little queen is in the house, and she's very proactive. And the fact that she's very proactive, I'm going to let her do her, and I'm going to come out here and do me, okay? I'm going to do me. So anyway, hope these neighbors don't think I'm crazy. What's she doing out there sitting in her car? But anyway, let me get focused. Hello to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. Welcome back. Thank you for checking your sister out. I felt the need to come out here and vibe with my brothers and sisters. I hope all is well with many of you. I'm sure it is. I'm not going to make this video long because I see right now attention time span, looking at 30 minutes or less, okay? But if I end up getting real quiet, it doesn't mean I'm cracking up, all right? What I'm doing, I'm collecting my thoughts. I'm being led by the spirit of what I need to share with many of you. Before I get started, I want to give all honor to the Most High God, source of all things, source within. I hope many of you are taking the time to be grounding yourself. You know, step out. You know, I don't care if you live in an apartment, a townhome. I don't care. I mean, if you have, you know, and if you stay in houses, get out and plant your feet, okay? It's the effort, because many of you are dealing with, you know, being in balance, okay? You need grounding, and balance can be, you know, mental, spiritual, emotional. Get out and plant your feet, okay? It would do you a world of good. And I take my own advice, especially when I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, oh, you know, I got to get grounded. So that's my advice for anybody who's feeling imbalanced, all right? Get out, plant your feet. The sun does not have to be out. You're connecting with Earth Gaia, okay? Put the effort in. You would definitely see the difference, okay? You would definitely see the difference. However long it takes for you. Okay, if it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes is better than no minutes, all right? So anyway, real quick, I wanted to talk about, and just, I mean, speaking on grounding, let me talk about stagnant real quick. Just popped up in my spirit. You know, fear alone, family. Fear alone can have us in a place of being stagnant, okay? It can mess with our finances, all right? It can cause our finances to be stagnant, okay? Especially when we're not operating in our purpose. When we procrastinate and the spirit within is trying to get you to, you know, go here, but for whatever reason, you're choosing to go this way, and things are not really working out the way you would hope them to work out. You pretty much, you're not being led by the spirit. Let me just say that. A lot of us, a lot of times, we're led by our emotions, and that can only get us but so far. Let me just say that I'm a witness to that. You know, in the past, I've definitely been led by my emotions, but it didn't really get me anywhere. Because I was not operating in sound mind, and like they say, you know better, you do better, to be led by the spirit, okay? You pretty much fighting that you're pretty much like fighting against the grain. It's like the spirit is trying to, take you somewhere, as far as you being led by your purpose, shall I say. But due to, like I said, we want what we want, and we all think that how we choose to think, we still want things our way. We want to do things our way. And a lot of times, I'm guilty of it. We're hard-headed. We don't listen. Some people, are more like, well, this is my life, I'm gonna do it my way. Whatever gonna be is gonna be. I'm gonna make this choice instead of going back this right here, and and just see where it takes me. You have some people that actually listen and they exercise that, which is as far as advice that's given to them. Then you have those that don't. Okay. Now, what are you saying, sister? All I'm saying is, as far as chopping everything up, is due to procrastinating, that can stunt us, that can cause us to be in stagnation. And when it comes to energy, energy needs to flow, family. It needs to flow. I stunted myself many of times, okay, in relationships, in finance, you name it. I can relate to the words coming out of my mouth, and a lot of it is due to fear of the unknown, fear to try, thinking, I won't be successful, thinking I'm not good enough. You get me? All of this is stagnation, and you need to be flowing, family. You need to be flowing, period. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything. There must be balance. And at the end of the day, I'm talking about these chakras, if there is no balance, one of your chakras are closed in that area. And you would know, if it's hard for you to really, really speak, you have issues with your throat chakra. You need to find out ways of opening it up so you can express yourself. And many of there are times, it's affecting me, but I keep pressing on, because I know he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world, is going to help me, okay? I'm trying to be led by the Spirit, so that which I'm conveying to you, many of you have ears to hear if you choose to hear it. But the point I'm trying to make is, wherever that blockage is, it can really hinder us, okay? It can really hinder us. But knowledge is powerful. When we know what we know, we do better. But it's the lack of not knowing, wherever that stagnation is, in your life, when we learn to, as far as having the knowledge to be able to help ourselves so we can open up those chakras, okay, things will start flowing better in our lives, okay? We'll start making better decisions. We're open for change, okay? And we won't be procrastinating like we once were, okay? When that door open, you're going to go through that door, okay? You're not going to be, you see the door opening, but you're scared to go through it, Change is always good, but we're scared of change. I get that. But this message is for somebody. I'm not going to be going on and on and on because there are other things that I want to speak on. But I felt the need, being led by the Spirit, to convey this to someone who has a listening ear and who's going to take that which I'm saying and exercise it. This is the year of change, okay? This is the year of change, and you can see the change going on big time, okay? There's a shift going on, and we either get on board with the shift, okay? Or that ship is going to sail without you. Let me just say that. Or you'll still be here, but the ultimate change that you really want, as far as trying to manifest that which you are believing for, due to the stagnation of the energy that's not flowing properly, okay? Them closed chakras. Do your research. Find out what these chakras are, what these colors mean, okay? It can stunt you. It can stunt your growth, okay? It can stunt you as far as, when it comes to that mate. You're blocking that mate, that twin flame, that soulmate, because you are with someone that's not for your highest good, okay? It can block you financially, okay? I knows what I'm talking about. I knows what I'm talking. I know a lot of you don't care for this money talk, but when you keep your hands closed, there must be flow of energy. We so caught up in the flesh. Oh my goodness, we're so caught up in the flesh. Oh, that's mine. I'm not sharing. I'm not. You think about yourself, and there's nothing wrong with focusing on you and making sure you're good, but there must be flow of energy. When we hold on tightly, it's hard for anything to come in, okay? Let that sink in with many of you. And I'm not telling any of you to give me anything, all right? I'm just saying, when it comes to this, holding on tightly, how do you expect for anything to come in? And think about it, it's not going to come in right away, but when it comes in, it's going to be on time. Let me just say that, especially when you're sowing in good seed, okay? And many of you know who grew up in church, you know, you always heard about good seed and bad seed, and that is the truth. 'Cause a lot of people would take your seed, and like I said, that's why it's good to have discernment, spiritual discernment, who you're going to sow your seed to, as far as watching somebody that, you know, you feeling led by the Spirit to watch, that's helping you. Okay, a lot of people are watching people that are not helping them. Okay, they're telling what you want to hear. All right, they're telling you one thing, and they're not even. Let me just say that was just telling you. They're not even exercising it themselves. Okay, they're pretty much doing their research and just doing video telling you what you want to hear, but they're not even exercising it. Okay, and one thing you cannot fool is the spirit. You cannot fool the spirit. That's why every now and then I do certain things to let you see how far I overcame in my spiritual journey. So you can see I don't just be talking, Okay? I take no credit for it, all right? I always give honor to the Most High God where honor is due. And I acknowledge the Son, all right? That's right. I acknowledge Christ, Jesus, Yeshua. I do. And I'm not going to take that back. Let me say this real quick. When it comes to that name, the Son, however people choose to acknowledge Christ, Yeshua, he has many names, even Jesus, okay? I know a lot of people don't care for that name. I'm not here to judge. This is a judging zone for me, okay? You have the right to think how you want to think, believe how you want to believe. And I appreciate you, and I love you all. I love you from where you are, all right? Just like you loving me from where I am. But some people, when you don't think the way they think, when you don't speak the way they want you to speak, okay, they will cut you off, and it lets you really know, you know, you say you love me, but is it unconditional? Because I'm learning to love people from where they are. Even when I disagree, I say let's agree to disagree. Let me get back to that name. A lot of people are doing a research. They're not spiritually awakened. I acknowledge that name, Jesus, because I grew up in church. And that name, I've learned about that name because I grew up in church and I've heard about it, okay? As well as I read about it in the Word. Let me just say that. Please have ears to hear. I'm trying to give you some spiritual milk if you have ears to hear. I'm not speaking in parables right now. May you have ears to hear what I'm saying. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying, okay? But if many of you can fact check and you have gift of the Spirit, you know what I'm saying is the truth. Many people who are not spiritually awakened, they go by what they hear, and as well as they rely on their faith, okay? Due to growing up in church and all of that. But when you start to spiritually awaken and you have an experience with that name, I know they say, oh, it wasn't no J back in the day. Oh, that Jesus ain't real. Let me say this. I don't acknowledge the blonde head, blue eye, okay? Jesus, as far as Hollywood Jesus, okay? He has many names. He go by many, many names, okay? But let me just say this. Whether it be Jesus, Yeshua, however you want to look at it, I still acknowledge the Son, Christ, the Messiah, okay? I had a personal experience with that name. If you want to know if a name has authority, if you ever have a dark night of the soul, if you ever spiritually attacked out here, I'm not speaking to those who being physically attacked. I say spiritually attacked, being attacked by unseen force. All right, it's attacking you. You can feel the presence. It's dark. All right, and if your spiritual sight is awakened, you can see what's around you, like I can, like many of you can, and you knows what I'm talking about. When you have an experience with that name, okay, and please hear what I'm saying, you would know how powerful that name is and the spiritual authority that it has in the spirit realm. We get so caught up out here, But see, everything starts within. As within, so without. If you really know how powerful that name is, you have to experience it for yourself. All right? I knew about it, but I never really experienced it on a spiritual level until I had started to awaken. All right? I still acknowledge him as Yahshua, Yeshua. You know, however you want to pronounce it. If you don't want to acknowledge him as Jesus, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just letting you know, if you know, when I had my dark night of the soul, for some reason, Yeshua was not on my name, you know, because like I said, I grew up in church, you know, and I saw the word Yeshua in the word, you know, I've seen it, but I also seen the word Jesus many of times. And I know people say, oh, that's not real, but the spirit realm acknowledged that name. And I'm not saying it doesn't acknowledge Yeshua and Yahshua, but what I am saying, if the spirit realm acknowledge that name and there's authority in that name, and those demons bow down at that name, those demons will release that grip off of you with that name. Because mommy and daddy will not help you. Mommy and daddy cannot get that grip off of you. These demons, low vibrational entities, disembodied spirits, they can get a hold to you spiritually. Okay, and paralyze you spiritually and torture you. Your mom can shake you, but she can't wake you up. All right, daddy can come in, but daddy can't help you, nor your spouse. All right, they can really put you in a deep spiritual sleep to where you cannot wake up and you are tortured. I knows what I'm talking about. I had to say this because the Most High God has not given me this gift to keep it to myself. Like I said, this is what a lot of you are doing. You're closing this. You need to release, share, give. Especially when somebody is coming to you that's trying to help you, that's trying to be a messenger. But many have ears and many don't. And I say that with love. Just love me from where I am, just like I love you from where you are. That name has authority. That's all I want to say. It has authority. And if you're ever attacked, okay, you call on that name, let me just say that. You might say it once, you might say it twice, or you might even say it 3 times. He will come through for you. And you would knows what you know, that he is real, okay? And he does exist. And the spirit realm acknowledge him, okay? Like I said, you say Jesus, or you just say Yeshua or Yahshua. That's fine. But you won't ever know unless you experience that name, experience him using that name for yourself. So a lot of people have stopped watching me because I speak of this, but they are not spiritual. They come, let me just say this. I love them from where they are, but they don't know what I'm talking about because not only do they not have eyes to see, but they have not had the experience. That's why the Most High God say, worship me in spirit and in truth. Not lip service, but worship me in spirit and in truth. And when you have an experience with his son, and it's your own personal experience, and you've been spiritually attacked, you knows what I'm talking about. All right? And may also me speaking of Christ let you know there's nothing negative about me. All right? The word tells you that he poured his spirit upon all flesh. Okay? People going to have dreams and visions, and he also said the things that I'm able to do, many of you would be able to do it also. This is in the word, but people take this as people like me and as many of you as though we're evil, as though we're operating in witchcraft and blah, 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 blah. And that's not what it is. What it is, they feel they don't understand, and they see something in you they don't see in themselves. Feel free to use the name that you feel comfortable with. If you still don't want to acknowledge Jesus and you want to say Yeshua, please know, when you have a dark night of the soul, and for whatever reason, and I don't wish this on anybody, but for you to really know how real that name is, and you're not relying on what people say, naysayers that don't believe, they never had an experience. They're not spiritually open yet. They're not spiritually awakened yet. But if you ever spiritually attack, and you're also somebody like myself, you want to know the truth, use that name. Use that name. And you will know for yourself. And when you do know, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it. And be bold to share it. And don't worry about the naysayers. That comes with it. Because they don't know what you know. They don't know what I know. You have to experience that name for yourself. And actually, a lot of people out here experience that name out here because that which they are believing for by acknowledging that name. You know, like he said, ask anything in my name, and so shall it be given unto you. Yes. Jesus, Yeshua, whatever, which one you want to use that you feel comfortable with, use it. I'm through with that. I felt the need to say this to somebody because many of you, I know, I just have this gift of knowing. You're curious about me, and you want to know how is it I'm able to do what I'm able to do. I take no credit for it. It is the gift of the Most High God. I'm just sharing that I am that I am. I just share my gift of the Spirit. That's all, family. That's all. I don't put labels on it. People do. You just have a gift of the Spirit. I mean, if you are coming to your own gifts, okay, but you're scared to put it out there because you don't want people to think you're operating in divination, witchcraft and all of that. But Most High God has blessed you with it. Embrace it. It is your gift because you either use it or you will lose it. And in the Word, it speaks about these talents He gives, the Most High God gives His children. They either use it or they lose it. And when they use it, what happens? He gives them more talents. So I just want to share that with many of you because when I had my dark night of the soul and I was being attacked by something unseen and it had a grip on me, I felt like He was throwing my spirit all over the room. And I also heard growling, because I was open spiritually and I was hearing all this stuff, scared the living shit out of me. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Because this wasn't Hollywood. This wasn't me watching a movie. This was me having an experience. And me using that name, which is above all names, me using that name has authority in the spirit realm. And those demonic forces acknowledge that name and they let me go because I use that name. So that's all I want to say. When you have your own experience, please share. Make your own videos. Please let me know when you do so I can, show your channel some love, as well as check your video out of you sharing your experience and testimony. I would really love that. I would really appreciate that. And give your sister a high five, too. Show me some love when y'all do y'all channels, That's what giving back is all about. You're not so much of, focusing on yourself. You're not only speaking your experience, your testimony, but those of you that you have seen, that have watched you, give them a shout out. That's what I do every now and then. I'm always giving shout out to those that I have watched along my spiritual journey. That many of you know, even though you might find these people kind of strange or whatnot, they really have helped me. Okay? Much love to Cousin Bay. Much love to 13th Son, 13 Love, and if you know him, okay? I haven't seen all his videos, but the videos I have seen, they have helped me. Because I, too, was on my spiritual journey, and I could relate to what he was saying. And those things I couldn't relate to at that time, let me just say this. How they say, you keep living. You keep having experiences. The things he was speaking about, now I can say, I understand. I understand it very well. And I appreciate that, brother. Much love to 13th Son. I appreciate him, as well as a host of others that I have watched. Christine Mager, much love to her, and a host of others I have watched. All right? There are many, many more. But this is paying homage and showing love to those that have inspired you and has helped you and that has planted a seed in you that which you have chosen to receive. It's about receiving or not receiving. And many people watch me, they don't receive. They don't. They'll watch me, I speak of something that they don't like, and they'll stop watching me. But the Spirit lets me know they might stop watching me, and they might unsubscribe to me. But you know what? The God of the universe have a wonderful sense of humor. They come back. I know y'all do, and I love you. Welcome. They come back. I know this. All this protects me. Family, the words come out of my mouth, but you have ears to hear and know that I love you and I meet you where you are. That's where unconditional love come in. You meet people where they are, all right? I'm not going to judge you to where, I feel like, to where you may think I feel like I'm above you and I'm looking down on you. No, we're all in this together. Love is the highest vibrational frequency there is. Please know that, all right? We must walk in love no matter what, okay? This will protect you, all right? the shield of the Most High God, hedge of protection will be over you. And many of you don't know, I'm going to share this with you. I exercise the commandments to the best of my ability, but I exercise them. And when we honor the Most High God commandments, let me just say this, it will be well with you. Everything's a process, family. It's a process, I know. I love you all. I appreciate you supporting my channel. Many of you know I do readings on the side, spiritual guidance readings. Right now, I do charge $50 for spiritual guidance readings. But many of you know you can email me to ask me a question, you know, as far as anything that you are experiencing. If I can help you, I will help you as far as responding back to you, okay? I have a lot of people from all over the world that has been reaching out to me, okay? Much is given and much is required, and I do respond back to everyone, okay? Please know that, all right? I'm always showing the love and responding back to everyone who reaches out to me. Okay, you might can't call me because right now I'm not accepting calls and I'm not receiving calls right now. But after a while, I probably, you know, get a line going where, you know, you can call me and we can have, like, you know, do some sort of, you know, counseling that way, or, you know, maybe videos. I haven't started that yet, but that's coming. Okay, so please know I will let many of you know when I will start to do that. All right, but for right now, you're still welcome to email me. That's fine. Other than that, I want to send you all much love, positive vibes your way. Stay prayed up, keep on meditating, all right? And keep planting your feet. It is so important for such a time as this to stay balanced, okay? It is so important when you meditate, you know, say, I want the truth, okay? You know what? It's in my spirit to share this with many of you because I never actually shared this before, and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Somebody asked me about this, and I think I told them no. Well, actually, somebody asked me about the Kundalini, and it was like, you know, this was like, I don't know, maybe a year or two back, maybe a year or two ago. It wasn't that long, but let me just say this, and I was just letting them know, you know, everything was a process for me, which was the truth. And I didn't force my third eye to awaken; it had awakened on its own. I was like, well, I think like 43 when it happened. Was I 43 or that? I'm gonna say 43. I'm 48. Let me say, let me get it right. I'm 48 now, but I was like 43 when my spiritual sight had awakened. But it was a process, and then eventually I had a Kundalini. But let me just say this real quick. I feel the need to share this with many of you. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and say this was before I turned 43. I'll probably say maybe a year before I turned 43. It could be maybe 6 months before I turned 43. But let me just say this real quick. Okay, everything happens in stages. Some years back, well, for one thing, I had to my daughter is 7 years old, and I wanted to try to work on my stomach, right? You know, exercise, work on my stomach. And I didn't really care for these sit-ups, and I know they can help and all of that, but I was, you know, I don't really care for sit-ups. So I was led by the Spirit, okay? And let me just say this, I wasn't fully awakened yet. Let me just say that, but I was still led by the Spirit to do this, and I listened to it. You know, it's like I had a vision of seeing myself doing this particular, you know, movement, okay? It's like a yoga movement, but I had the vision to do it. So let me hurry up real quick. My phone's getting ready to turn off. So I decided to do it. And I'm going to show many of you what this movement was. Not on this video, but probably my next video. But I did this movement, okay? I did this particular yoga exercise movement. Because like I said, I worked on my stomach. And you know what? Come to find out, that right there had a lot to do with my Kundalini awakening, okay? Because I was doing some kind of stretch, okay? And by me doing that stretch, my phone really shut up. I apologize. But by me doing that particular stretch, however it works, you know, that was the beginning as far as my Kundalini awakening within me. You know, it didn't happen all at once, but eventually it did. If you want to reach me, you can at Qmccwest.